Alright, what's going on, guys? This is Frank with Revive Me Please. Going to do a little graphic card comparison. I originally bought the GT-740 to upgrade an older computer that only had a 300 watt power supply, so I was looking for something that was cheap and something that didn't draw a lot of power, and that's when I got the 4GB GT-740 from MSI, which did a decent job. It did what I wanted to, because at the time I was just got into playing Rust, and my frame rate was about 10 to 15 frames a second on my old card. So I upgraded to that GT740, which got me up to, in the 20 to 30 range. And then that card found its way into this current computer I'm on right now, which you can see the specs in the description. But anyways, I wanted to show you the before and after between the GT740 4GB and this GTX 950. So let's look at the settings here. I start the game on simple, playing in the 1280 by 720 resolution. The GT740 wouldn't handle a 1080 resolution. I'm on a live server as well. I just heard somebody run by outside. So check the options here. This was my best setup to get this 30 frames a second. Sometimes it gets up to 40 frames a second, but field of view is at 75. You go into the graphics. I've had most of the stuff turned off that didn't, the only things turned on is stuff that didn't affect the FPS. You can see graphics quality is 2, which that's when you're on the simple mode. Water reflections, a lot of stuff is personal too. Like, I don't like the shadows and stuff. I usually wind up scaring the shit out of myself with the shadows on. But you can see the shader levels are pretty low at 500. The draw distance is down at 1800. Shadow distance here, it's the lowest it'll go. And then on the performance, here's the big telltale of the GT series cards. You're looking at everything's on 50, so it's all the quality settings are cut in half, but it still made pretty decent gameplay at 30 frames a second. So let's pop into the game here. As you can see, it actually looks pretty good. Even on the older system, that's a Core 2 quad, the look was pretty decent as well. This is an abandoned base we built at the beginning of the wipe. So let's go outside. And overall, man, I was pleased with the GT740. It's not a monster card at all, but it doesn't draw a lot of power. You can see when you look around real quick, it kind of takes it a moment to focus. But overall, it looks pretty decent, not too bad. Trees are a little weird. Trees and bushes without anti-aliasing on. It's a little bit weird. And then you can see down in the bottom left there the frame rate running, and it's only consuming about 600 meg of the 4 gigs on the video card itself. So the water looks damn good to be on these settings. So overall, sleeping naked. Let's see what this guy's got on him. Hot buzz. He's got nothing. Not too bad. You get into certain areas, lots of big bases, frame rate's going to drop down in the 20s. You get into a lot of fights, especially if you're fighting a large clan, it's going to drop down in the 20s. But overall, it's the GT740 was a very playable video card for Rust on this system and my other system. Alright, I got the GTX-950 installed. As you can see, the overall look of the graphics is not a huge difference between this and the GT740. The performance is definitely better in frame rate and also smoothness of the game. I went right to the high settings. I used the Fantastic, which is the highest thing you can choose when the game starts, and I'm running in 1920 by 1080, which the GT740 could not run. On that setting, the GT740 would only do about 10 frames a second, so there is a huge difference in performance, obviously, which is going to be between the GT and the GTX series. But anyways, let's take a look at my settings here. Still at 75 field of view. Keep the motion blur off and the depth of field off. I didn't like those. The anti-aliasing, this one seemed to have the better frame rate, but no matter which one you chose, the game kind of looked the same and the performance was about the same. And then the graphics quality 5 here. That's what you get on Fantastic. This one I didn't try because I don't like it on. Makes it darker when you're in the buildings and under trees. I don't like having that on. Cascades. Again, I left the shadow cascades like this because it's something that just kind of annoys me. But probably should try it, see what it does here. 600 on the shader level. Draw distance 2500. That's a huge difference over the GT series cards. And that's what you're going to get when you go to the GTX. And then right here, max Gibbs, I got set at 5,000. Haven't really tested it. Virtual texturing, I didn't see a difference, but the Nvidia GeForce Experience recommends that's on for optimal performance, but I didn't see anything big impact there. And then the quality, you can see right here is the major difference between the GT-740 and the GTX series cards. Where I was on 50 before, now I'm on as high as it'll go. So that's the biggest difference with the GTX cards. Obviously, they're a newer generation than the GT cards, but it all depends on your budget and, of course, what kind of system you're putting it in. So let's go outside, check around. The biggest difference is the smoothness. It's just a lot smoother. Gameplay. Pop outside here and see what's going on. This is a live server, so let's see if we can get out here. Oops, piggy. And it does look, you know, overall is a definitely big improvement. Hi pig, how you doing? Those are gonna spin in circles, yay. Uh-oh, I hear a bear coming after me. Let's see if I can get to this bridge, it's the same bridge we crossed. You can see this varies, the FPS varies depending on the load on the server and what's going on. You can see right now it's showing in the mid to upper 30s. Earlier I was on and we were in the mid 40s, touching on 50. So that makes a huge difference in your frame rate too, as well as what the server has going on as to what it can output. Now you can see I'm down to 30. Oop, whoa, wolf, get away, wolf. Get eat up here. Once I adjust this out, though, I think I'll come off the Fantastic. Oh, guy's got a turret in there. Once I come off the Fantastic settings, the frame rate, I definitely can get it up into the 50s and 60s, which my target goal is about 60 frames a second would be nice. I'm only running on a 60 hertz refresh rate monitor, so. Somebody over there, yep. Got 2 guys over there doing something. Get a little sun flare on there, a little bit different from the GT cards. Biggest thing though is the server itself. Is the impact on the FPS is pretty great. Like I said, I was playing earlier at 45 to 55, and then I log on here and I'm down in the 30s. Here another bear. Let's see if we can get a bear to attack me. Definitely a lot smoother though. Where is this bitch? Come on, eat me up. Let's see what bear attack looks like. Hey, Mr. Bear. There he is. Come on and get me. Come on and get me, big boy. Ah. There it is. The bear attack. So you can see you definitely get a performance increase, GT series to GTX. Like I said, I think I can get the frame rate up. When I started it though, when I installed the GTX card, on my old settings, which was on the fast with everything at 50%, I was running about 100 frames a second on those settings, but I wanted a little better look to the graphics. So, but anyways, you can check out the link in the description where you can get this card. I had to get something to replace an old card, but I wanted to get the new RX 480, but they're not available yet. So we'll run this card for a while, and then we'll probably put a RX 480 in and see what it does. So hope that helps you out if you're looking to buy a new video card. The GTX-950 is definitely a good performer, and you can find them used for about 80 to 90 bucks. Refurbs at 99, and then about 130 for a brand new one. So links in the description. Don't forget to post some comments and subscribe, and I appreciate you watching.